All right, I'm going to spend a day making a radius rods for this car. This is one of the oldest. It's a right-hand tag car, so it's less than serial number 275. After 275, they started putting the serial numbers on the left side. So this radius rod's a little rough, and you can see the end's not bad on this side, but somebody tried a little home repair on this side, and I think that looks a little unsafe. So I'm not going to reuse this one. So I went and got a piece of rod. Now, if you notice the older McDonough cars, and I'm not sure how old, but I have a couple that are the very first. By that I mean right-hand side tag, less than 300 serial number. And they all seem to have the rods bent at the intersection where they come together and underneath the car. Later cars have the rods just two separate rods going to a bolt head and getting welded on. So this bent rod type of radius rod is the way they first started out making them. So I'm going to recreate that and try to make my cars close to original as possible. Not necessary really unless you want to do an absolute perfect restoration. So I'm going to go to Home Depot, get a piece of rod, and get it threaded and bent, and we'll go from there. All right, back from Home Depot, and I've got my rod bent. I bought a 4-foot piece, put a score in the very center of it with, you can probably just make that out. Used a pipe cutter, and then I rolled some threads on the end. I put about 1.5 inches of thread on both ends. And now I got to figure out where to fixture it up to make it fit properly. And that's not the same for all cars. Now, the radius rod doesn't just go straight over to, you can see my fixture there. It's an old frame I had. I just cut a frame off and then welded this thing to it. So not every car is the same. The center point here and the place where it bolts to the frame are not in alignment. So that rod does not go straight across the bottom of the car. It has some pitch to it, and it drops down as it gets to the front axle. Well, over the years, I've learned that they're not all the same. I'll give you an example. The police car I have and my fire truck, there's 1.5 inches difference in pitch. So I couldn't take the radius rod out of my fire truck and put it in my police car and vice versa. They just wouldn't go in because the bend would be wrong and they wouldn't go through the axle. So trying to get them through the hole in the axle would be a nightmare. So they have to be pitched properly, and I can do that for anybody if you give me 4 measurements, and I'm going to show you how to measure that. And I'm going to need to do that myself so that I can get this one right. So let's go fill out a form, and then I'll show you how I use it to make these and get them right so they'll fit in your car the first time. So for me to send you a radius rod and it actually fit your car, I need 4 measurements. And the first one would be the height of the mount in the back. It's usually about 4 3/4, 4.5, or 4 3/4. So from the bottom of the frame to the top of that, or to the bottom of that mount there. And then I also need the width of it. Some cars are 3/4 inch, some are 1 inch. So that's an important one. I need from the front of the frame to the back side of that hoop or that mount. And I also need from the bottom of the frame to the center of the hole in the axle. Some axles are tipped. They're not always perfectly straight across. So what you can do is take a measurement on both sides. If one side's 4 and the other side's 6, add them together and divide by 2. And that'll give you the what they would be even if you evened them up. So they would be 5 inches on both sides. So with those 4 measurements, I can make you a radius rod, send it to your house, and you bolt it in and it'll actually fit. The pitch would be halfway decent. It'd be real close. All right, so from the front of the frame to the rear of the mount is about 23 1/8. And the width is 1 inch. So let me jot that down. All right, so that would be B would be 23 1/8. And D would be 1 inch. So now we got to get the height of the mount, and we got to get from the bottom of the frame to the center of the hole in the axle. All right. So the height of the mount is 4.5 inches. The axle on this side, all right, the axle on this side is 7.5. And the axle on this side is 7.25. So I'm going to call it 7 3/8. Let's get that jotted down. All right. A is 4.5. And C is 7 3/8. All right, so let's go take care of that. Okay, so now I got my jig, so I can measure from the front of the frame to the back, and it's a 23 1/8, the same as the other, but this one has a 3/4 wide mount. The other one was a 1 inch wide mount. So what I do is I take this little bushing here and I set it out a 1/4 inch. So on your car, your mount would be out here another 1/4 inch. So I use this bushing here. It's steel. It simulates the rubber bushing and the front washer. And I can use it in place, weld up the piece, and not have to worry about melting the rubber while I'm making the rods. So that's why it's important for me to get those 2 measurements. If you look here, I've got a bunch of holes, and that's why I need that measurement on your axle. So I can take that measurement, tells me which hole to build to, so I can get the rods out nice and straight, get them bent, and get the pitch down so I can get them welded to that rod. So that is very important. So this is why I need that form filled out, and people are think it's kind of weird, but it's really important. I want them to fit when you get them, and you trouble-free, bolt them in and go for a ride. So anyway, that's why I need you to do that. So anyway, all right, so we got the ends in. They're all bent, so they look to be lined up straight, going through the hole. They also coming through nice and straight and have the right pitch on them, so they pitch down. So now they only fit one way. They won't go in upside down, so you got to make sure you work with them and get them in the right way. We'll just get this welded up and see what happens. All right, there we have it. Weld is almost as bad as the factory. Fits through the proper holes. Got the right pitch, and it should fit right on in the car. And there it is. It's all tightened in. Got the axle running as straight as I can across the front. Got it standing up nice and tall and pretty straight. And I even had a little bit of thread left over. So if you want, you could probably cut those off. I don't think it would be necessary. It's not excessive. Got my bolt on there. Got our rubber in there. Washer on the front, washer on the back. And everything good. So I guess now I can get everything set. Get it tore out, get it painted and put back in, or I can paint it right in place, which I'll probably just do that. I'll probably take that bracket off and wire wheel it up real good first. And I think we should be able to paint it in place. I'm going to touch up a lot of that front too after I get it alignment. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to show you this because everybody kind of looks at me weird when I tell them I want them to fill out a piece of paper. But it's kind of important because I want to make sure that I get the angle on that rod right, so that when you get the thing, you can actually stick it in them holes. If it's not bent right, you'll be fighting getting it in there and wiggling it around and pounding on it. And we don't want that. We want everything to fit nice and just go right together. So anywho, that's it. And if you want to make one yourself, you can do that. It takes exactly 4 feet of rod. And you can use your car frame, as long as you don't have it all fancy powder coated already. You can use your own frame and use it as a fixture like I did. Get your front end installed and do exactly as I did. And you can build it right in place and not have to measure anything. So you can just bend them in there and trim them up, get them to that bolt head and weld them on. So anyway, that's it, and that's how I do a radius rod. So happy motoring.